Pardon me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
With coverage you can count on.
Oh, just a second. We want to do this, really? Are you sure? Are we really going to do this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
But he doesn't get to do just weekdays, does he? Or does he? Do they make it?
Wednesday through Saturday.
Yes. Oh, so he just one weekend day? Or just what? Just what? Ooh. What did you say?
Yes.
I would. I think it would be so exciting.
Okay, mic check 1, 2, mic check. Ooh.
Hey, hold it down. Man, you're black.
With coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton.
Shocking news from the White House today as President Donald Trump fired FBI Director James Comey.
In a statement, Trump says Comey's firing will mark a new beginning for the FBI. The White House says the search for a new FBI director will begin immediately. Comey's firing comes days after he testified on Capitol Hill about the FBI's investigation into Russia's election meddling and possible connections between Russia and Trump's campaign. We'll have a full report on this from Washington coming up a little later in this newscast.
Back closer to home, Polk County's only hospital will begin scaling back services. The inpatient services there at Copper Basin Medical Center are temporarily closed.
An emergency board meeting was held this evening to address the concerns with staff and community members. Channel 3's Kate Smith was there and joins us live here in the studio now with more. Kate?
Cindy, the CFO says they just don't have the money to continue all services at the hospital. More than 15 nurses were let go from their positions. Some of them are still waiting for paychecks.
And it would be fiscally irresponsible to continue operating the way we have in that capacity. It's totally fiscally irresponsible, and we're not going to do that.
The temporary suspension to the inpatient care was a surprise to much of the staff at Copper Basin Medical Center, including nurses working in that department.
I came into work Saturday and there was a memo on the desk stating that we were closing Monday at 3 p.m.
Tracy Rhodes lost her job and hasn't been paid for the last 4 weeks of work. The chief financial officer explains it was a difficult decision, but they didn't have enough cash in the payroll.
We took the highest paid were the ones that didn't get paid. We paid out the lower wage people first up to the amount of cash that we had.
Jack Collins, who has served on the board for 9 years, says they are in a financial crisis. He says over the last few years, funds have been mismanaged, and the hospital didn't collect the debt from patients' accounts. But the lack of funds isn't stopping them from providing some services to the community.
Our emergency room's still open. We still do procedures. We still do x-rays, EMR. I mean, we do everything. The only thing we don't do is inpatients at this time. Still come to our hospital.
The staff understands the hospital needs money to operate. Some just wish there was better communication.
Very frustrated because you have bills to pay. People have things to do. Like I haven't got paid yet, but you know, I have a friend that works inpatient. She doesn't have a job, you know, so, and still hasn't got paid either.
The operating managers hope to have debt settled and the money issue resolved by the end of the fiscal year so they can reopen the inpatient center.
We feel very confident that within the next 30 days we'll see a good influx of cash. 60 days, 90 days, hopefully we'll be able to build up some reserve to reopen the med-surg unit, inpatient unit by October 1.
The goal is to raise $100,000 to keep the hospital running. So far, they've raised $325. Live in the studio, Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Kate, thank you. New tonight, the Chattanooga City Council approved more than $200,000 to support the Chattanooga Police Department's efforts to buy new crime-fighting technology. The money is being used to purchase 2 new 3D scanners to process fatal crashes and crime scenes. Police say their current scanners are outdated. This new technology, they say, will allow officers to do their jobs faster and will cut down on overtime.
We have to usually move it from one location to the next, and oftentimes that requires 10, 12 different scan stations. And if you're talking about 15 to 20 minutes per scan with this current model that we have, you can easily add about 3.5 hours to every crime scene.
The department plans to trade in the old scanners. The 2 new ones will cost $218,000.
Chattanooga needs your help identifying 2 home burglars. Take a good look. These 2 men are suspected of breaking into a home near Lee Highway and East Brainerd Road just after noon today. If you know who they are or where they may be tonight, call Chattanooga Police.
Catoosa County deputies continue their search for an inmate who walked away from his work detail. We're told 49-year-old Brian Duke escaped from the Catoosa County Commissioner's office yesterday. An employee found his orange jumpsuit shoved in a bag and thrown into a corner. Investigators tell us Duke went outside a door and was picked up by someone. The sheriff believes the inmate may have planned this in advance.
I would say at least to some degree, he had to be thinking it at some point in time when it came into his mind as to this is what he was going to do or what. Who knows?
The sheriff says once Duke is caught, an escape charge will be added. We're told he was going to be transferred to a state prison soon to serve 5 years for theft charges. The person who picked him up will also face charges.
Good news for folks who drive in and around Atlanta. Georgia transportation officials say the work to rebuild that section of freeway that burned and collapsed is nearing completion. The Georgia Department of Transportation Commissioner says construction on a portion of I-85 is about 90% complete. Today, workers added lane lines to the rebuilt portion of the freeway. Georgia Governor Nathan Deal is expected to provide an update on the project tomorrow. And a traffic alert here at home to be aware of. Traffic will be shifted to one side of the Bachman Tunnel on Wednesday and Thursday from 8 o'clock until 5 each day for TDOT tunnel inspections. Police will be on site to assist motorists through the tunnel.
Talked about that construction in Atlanta. I'm sure some pretty days down there have helped crews get along with that construction. We have our own construction on 27 out here. Paul Bear standing by to see if they'll be working under clear skies again tomorrow. Paul?
That's right. We're looking at the bus stop forecast too for the kids in the morning. We're just going to have a great day tomorrow. It's going to be quite warm though. Those temperatures are going to be down to 61 or so at 7 and very warm around 87 with mostly sunny skies coming up into the afternoon when the kids ride home. Looking at Vipercast by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, hardly a cloud to be found. Then we'll just see partly cloudy skies throughout much of the day tomorrow. Overnight, pretty much clear skies. 7 o'clock in the morning, a few high clouds stream by. That's about it. This is Thursday afternoon around 5, dry as a bone. And then we get into Friday morning. We're going to see the clouds increasing, some scattered showers develop. Very, very light stuff to begin with. And then we'll see heavier rain move in, looks like into Friday night and probably overnight and into early Saturday morning. I'll tell you what to expect for the rest of the weekend and on my 7-day forecast in just a bit.
Well, thank you. After the break here at 11, another top official has been ousted from the White House.
Full report on FBI Director James Comey's abrupt firing.
Hey everyone, Leslie Dale here at the TFP, and you see this? It's CBD, cannabis, marijuana, and guess what? It's legal. We tell you why and the interesting benefits. TimesFreePress.com, and a lot of you are looking at our Facebook page.
President Trump abruptly fired FBI Director James Comey today, ousting the nation's top law enforcement official in the midst of an investigation by the agency into whether Trump's campaign had ties to Russia's election meddling.
In a letter to Comey, the president said the firing was necessary to restore, quote, public trust and confidence in the FBI. NBC's Blaine Alexander has more from Washington.
James Comey went to Los Angeles as FBI director. Tonight, he's flying back to Washington as a private citizen fired by President Trump.
The president made a decision that should be applauded by all members of Congress, and I think the public will by and large agree that he had lost their ability to lead the FBI.
Tonight, Democrats who initially demanded Comey's firing for talking about Hillary Clinton's emails during the campaign season, now outraged. His departure coming as the FBI investigates Trump campaign ties to Russia and election tampering.
Are people going to suspect cover-up? Absolutely.
Comey was not fired because of Hillary. Comey was fired because of the Russians. The timing makes this, I think, entirely clear.
In his termination letter to Comey, the president said he wanted to restore public trust, while also pointing out that Comey said 3 separate times that Mr. Trump himself was not under investigation. Republicans giving a more muted response.
It came as a surprise to me, but I wonder if it is not the inevitable conclusion.
I regret that that took place. The president does have that authority, so I respect that.
While the White House says this was ultimately the president's decision, the recommendation came from Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and Attorney General Jeff Sessions. And tonight, Deputy Director Andrew McCabe is now leading the FBI. The White House says that a search for a permanent replacement begins immediately. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, the White House.
Senator Bob Corker released a statement on the situation, reads in part, quote, while the case for removal of Federal Bureau of Investigation Director James Comey laid out by Deputy Attorney General Rod J. Rosenstein was thorough, his removal at this particular time will raise questions. Continuing, it is essential that ongoing investigations are fulsome and free of political interference until their completion, and it's imperative that President Trump nominate a well-respected and qualified individual to lead the Bureau at this critical time. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 11, a statue of a man who defended a person who taught evolution is going up at the Ray County Courthouse.
The community dispute is brewing, and despite that, though, the statue will go up. We'll hear from residents who aren't happy about it.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
The Ray County Courthouse is famous as the site of the controversial Scopes trial. Back in 1925, high school substitute teacher John T. Scopes was accused of breaking the law by teaching human evolution in a state-funded classroom.
He was convicted, but the decision was later reversed on a legal technicality. County officials recently approved the addition of a new statue to complete their story of what happened in the courtroom. Channel 3's Natalie Pott spoke with some in the community who aren't happy about it.
Our history proves the existence of God, and evolution is a joke for any thinking person.
Longtime activist June Griffin says she's taking a stand against the proposed statue of Clarence Darrow. She says the lawyer's ideas about evolution go against everything she and others who live in this tight-knit community believe.
Well, this is a very serious matter. The courthouse is a sacred place. You don't turn it into a theater.
In the historic courthouse basement, you'll find rooms full of artifacts detailing the controversial trial. There's already a statue of the prosecutor in the case, William Jennings Bryan, but nothing for the attorney who defended John T. Scopes. The county's Historical Society approved the installment of this statue. They say it's about preserving history and nothing more.
Well, it's just a recognition of these two men who were giants in their profession and the part that they contributed to making the Scopes trial what it was. It would not have been the same thing without either of them.
Many are upset because there was never an official vote. Meanwhile, June Griffin says she will continue to stand up for her beliefs.
Well, I know this. God is real, and he's not pleased with this.
The statue is set to be put in place on July 14th, just in time for that Scopes trial play and festival to begin. There's also a rally and protest planned for July 1st. We have more information about both of those events on our website at WRCBTV.com. Reporting in Ray County, Natalie Potts, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
County Mayor George Thacker tells us the County Commission ultimately let the Ray County Historic Society make that decision because it didn't require a vote. The William Jennings Bryan statue was not voted on either when it was installed several years ago. County officials say they hope to eventually turn the old courthouse into a full museum in an effort to boost local tourism.
Hamilton County School District leaders face an uphill battle getting extra funds they say are crucial to students. They presented their nearly $400 million budget today to commissioners. It includes a nearly $10 million request to be used to fix repair maintenance problems at 13 schools throughout the county. It also requests $24 million worth of additional funds for high priority needs list and a 5% raise for teachers. The proposed budget also allocates funds to telecommunications and technology upgrades. The Department of Education budget will be presented to the commission, the full commission, May 31st. Now let's head back over to Paul Barris for a more in-depth look at the forecast. Paul.
Well, we're looking at another warm day tomorrow. No records for tomorrow, but we could get close to a record coming up on Thursday. More heat, maybe some rain showers, more than likely some rain showers late in the day, especially into Friday night, and then even early Saturday morning could have a few showers popping up. There are some showers over North Carolina and Virginia right now, just bypassing us. Most of the action, though, see all that yellow? Those are severe thunderstorm watches, and there's so much hail out there. Reports galore of hail hitting the ground all the way from Kansas, Colorado, Texas, and into New Mexico today, but we have nothing. We have pretty much clear skies and 72 little heat bubbles sitting right over the city. 63 Dalton, 64 Cleveland, 68 Dayton, Athens at about 64, and out near the Murphy Andrews Airport about 58 degrees. 86, 55 the high and the low for today, close to our prediction, and we're about a little over 5.5 inches above normal in rain. Skywatchers told me upper 80s, mid to upper 80s, all over North Georgia, 88 Chatsworth, 86 Dalton and Varnell, and then 85 out near Calhoun. Cleveland, 83 at Linda Ursum's house, but downtown got into the mid 80s. 85 Ooltewah, Soddy, Daisy, Red Bank, 85 in East Ridge, and about 84 right here at Channel 3. Trenton had 85 for today, and 86 up into Dayton, Pikeville, 85 Dunlap, and mid 80s all across much of Ray County, all the way into Polk County, 80 in Turtletown, 83 out near Murphy. Now the latest forecast is showing clear skies for tomorrow. This little wave is going to move by. So most of the rain with that's going to be up along the Ohio River Valley and then trailing right into North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. This is 7 o'clock Thursday morning. Just a few clouds here and there, no big deal. Mainly high clouds. All the rain is off to the north and west by Thursday afternoon. Now Friday morning it starts to get interesting as we have this little cold front finally easing our way ever so slowly, and by Wednesday afternoon or Friday afternoon and into Friday night, showers and a few thunderstorms are likely. And then coming up into Saturday by about 2 o'clock, you can see the flow coming out of the north. It's some leftover clouds, so we may see a shower Saturday morning, but by Saturday afternoon, it's going to be quite pleasant. Vipercast has come way down on this rainfall amounts. It's thinking about maybe a quarter to a half inch of rain Friday night and into Saturday morning. So that's what we're thinking right now. 61 for that low tonight with clear skies, and tomorrow looking like a beauty. If you like warm temperatures, especially 87, mostly sunny, a westerly wind at 10 to 12, 62 with fair skies tomorrow night, and then coming up on the 7-day forecast, 89 on Thursday. Now, that could get close to a record. The record's 91. It's not impossible we could hit 91. Showers and storms likely the second half of Friday into Friday night, ending Saturday morning, and then some clearing into Saturday with 75. By Sunday, which is Mama's Day, it's going to be a beauty, 82, mid-80s for the beginning of next week.
Thank you for the reminder. They are right on the 7-day for us. No excuses now.
Don't forget.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, that could be really good.
You still have time, but don't forget.
Okay.
Thanks, Paul.
Next in sports, the Indianapolis Colts are planning a big weekend for former Vol, or we should say Vol for life, right?
Who
Peyton
could that
Manning.
be? Oh,
Everybody
that guy,
says
yeah.
that.
Plus, have you ever seen a triple play end a game? We did tonight. It had happened in our backyard. Paul Shaheen has sports next.
Be sure and start your Wednesday morning off with us here on Channel 3 Eyewitness News today. We're going to let you know why more students will be walking and biking to school tomorrow morning.
And the CFC kicks off in North Carolina. But we're still going to preview it and get excited about the new soccer season. All that coming up starting when, Latrice?
4:30. We'll see you then.
Uh-huh.
Johnny Unitas was the first and last Colts quarterback to have his jersey retired. Peyton Manning will be the second this fall, but the former Tennessee great will be the first to do so in the Indianapolis era. And that's not all the Colts have planned for Peyton this season. On Saturday, October 7th, the Colts will unveil a statue of Peyton outside Lucas Oil Stadium. His jersey will be retired the very next day, Sunday, October 8th, at halftime against the 49ers. Manning played 13 seasons with the Colts, winning 1 Super Bowl. Meanwhile, in Knoxville, yet another executive athletic staff member is stepping down. The school announced today that Senior Associate Athletic Director Mike Ward is leaving this summer. Ward is the third executive staffer from Dave Hart's regime, departing since Curry took over on April 1st. Ward came with Hart from Alabama in 2011. Ward played a big role in locking down the battle at Bristol, the transition to Nike, and the merging of UT men's and women's athletic departments. On the prep baseball diamond, tomorrow is a day full of state quarterfinal action in Georgia. Meanwhile, in Tennessee, we're not quite there yet, but there's still some pretty meaningful district tournament action. It's the District 7 2A semifinals. Grundy County at CCS, best of 3, game 1. The Yellow Jackets get it moving in the fourth. That's Caleb Meeks with a line drive ground rule double. Same inning, first and third now. Runner stealing second, so the throw is late from catcher to second, which Jacob Thomas now breaks for home. The throw is wild there. Grundy ties the game at 2. Bottom 4, CCS gets it right back. Runner on second. Joseph Wharton lays down just a beauty of a bunt, and it is airmailed over the first baseman into right field, allowing Austin Vincent to score with ease. CCS up 3-2, and the Chargers would lead by 1 late. 8-7, your final game 2 of this semifinal at Grundy tomorrow night. On the softball side of things, CCS playing host to Grundy in district semifinal action. Winner moves on to the finals tomorrow night. Let's highlight the defense in this one. CCS up 8-2. Lauren Kay like a vacuum at third all day. Eating it up, firing to first. That ends the top of the 6th inning. Head to the 7th. We are 3 outs away from it being over. Grundy puts 2 runners on, and the stage is set for the rarest of rares. Follow it now. Line drive to Kay at third. Gobbles it up. To first, 2 outs. Back to second, and count it. A 5-3-4 triple play to end the game, and I was witness. 8-2, your final score. The triple play to boot. The softball Chargers are into the district finals tomorrow night. The New York Mets have sent 4 starters to the DL. They suspended their now ace pitcher for not showing up to a baseball game. But it's the Atlanta Braves that are bringing up the rear in the NL East. 7 games below 500 after a month and 9 days of baseball. The Braves stumbling into Houston, having lost 6 of 7. Bartolo Colon has given up 15 runs in his last 3 starts. And that trend continued tonight. Carlos Correa deep to center off of Bartolo, and that's a 3-run shot, make it 4-0 in the first. No outs, mind you, and it gets worse. Very next batter, same result. Carlos Beltran, gone. Beltran killed him as a Met, killing him now as a Houston Astro. That made it 5-0 with, get this, not 1 out in the game yet for Atlanta. Colon goes 5 2/3 innings, 8 earned runs off 8 hits, 3 home runs. Make it 5 straight losses now for the Atlanta Braves. 8-3 your final score. They're at least 9 behind Washington for first place. Your Chattanooga Lookouts are back in the win column. They played a little day baseball at Montgomery, winning 6-5. The Lookies have now won 8 of their last 9 games. They're with the Biscuits again in Alabama. 3 more nights. They're home again Saturday, 7:15 with Birmingham in town.
And I know it was just your setup for the Atlanta game, but let's go back to the Mets. They had a pitcher not show up for work?
Yeah, Matt Harvey did not want to work that day. He apologized.
Wait, he played golf the day before, didn't he? And
yeah, exactly. Speaking of it, if I apologize after not showing up tomorrow, maybe.
you might have a few days off, so it may work in your favor.
Yeah, paid or unpaid. Don't answer that.
Exactly. Paul Bears has your 7-day when we get back.
to have another really nice day. I hope you get out and enjoy it. Temperatures are going to be very mild, into the upper 80s, and we're looking at lots of sunshine too. Even at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, it should be about 81, starting off in the 60s at 8 o'clock. So just a glorious day. Now, on your Channel 3 Storm Alert 7-day forecast, we're starting off at 87. I'm saying 89 on Thursday, but the record's 91, so we could get close. It wouldn't be impossible to hit that. Then on Friday, we'll see the clouds really thicken up. Showers and thunderstorms will develop into the afternoon and evening. 76 for the high. There's a small chance we could have some pretty strong storms then, but it's still iffy, so it's not for sure yet. Saturday morning, early morning, could have some showers, and temperatures will be in the 70s. Then on Mama's Day, Sunday, should be pretty. 53 for the low, 82 for the high. That's really nice. 57, 85 Monday, and 86 Tuesday.
Quickly moved through spring there, Paul. Thanks very much. The
Feels that way.
2017 Kentucky Derby winner, Always Dreaming, arrived in Maryland for the second leg of the Triple Crown today.
The Kentucky Derby winner, sporting that distinctive white patch on his forehead, is in Baltimore for the Preakness Stakes. He's now the heavy favorite to win the May 20th race. His team is hoping and dreaming he becomes the 5th horse to win the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown in the last 10 years.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Hoping and dreaming,
Yeah.
Think he has any idea? He just thinks, another town, another race, right?
He's probably getting catered to.
Beautiful.
You're
more now.
right.
So
They're
pretty.
taking exceptional care of
Yes.
that horse now. Have yourself a good day.
Because you get a new stadium and the new Johnny Unitas was the first